Hi friends, this is the activity video that goes along with the book Big Red and the Little Bitty Wolf. In this story today, Big Red was not being so nice to the Little Bitty Wolf, and I asked you to pay attention to the lesson in this book. In this book, Little Bitty learned lots of different ways of things you can do if someone is not being very nice to you. His mom gave him some advice, his dad gave him some advice, and then he learned something from his school counselor that he could do that helped him deal with Big Red when she was not being very nice to him. For our activity today, you'll need a piece of paper, something to write with, and something to color with. The first thing that you're going to do is write your name at the top of the paper. And then for today's writing, we're going to be using a sentence starter. For your sentence starter, you're going to be writing, and I'm going to borrow some of the words from the cover of the book here. Little Bitty learned and that's where we're going to draw our lines. In the book, they gave 3 different things that you could do to deal with someone that's not being nice to you. For my example, I'm just going to write about 1. So you can choose if you want to write about 1, 2, or all 3. In this story, I thought one of the things that stood out to me is that Little Bitty's mom told him to do something that we talk about in kindergarten. And at the beginning of the year, we always talk to kids about how to deal with friends that are not being so nice to us sometimes. And one of the things that we always tell kids to do is to tell them to stop and to tell them exactly what they wanted them to stop doing. For example, if someone was pushing you, you would say, "Stop pushing me," or "Don't touch me with your hands." And we're very direct in the directions that we give to someone that's not being nice to us. So that's the example that I'm going to write about for mine today, but you get to choose. You have 3 choices, or you can do all of them if you want to. So Little Bitty learned to say stop is what I'm going to write, because that was the one that stood out to me, what his mom said to him. So let's work on my example together. Little Bitty learned to, popcorn word, say, popcorn word, stop. And I'm going to stretch that. Then I'm going to add an extra punctuation here because he would be talking if he would say stop. And you might remember these for the very beginning of the year. These are quotation marks. Those show that someone is talking in your sentence. And this Little Bitty would be saying stop. So I'm going to use my quotation marks around that. Now I'm going to go back and read my sentence and make sure that it makes sense. Little Bitty learned to say stop. Now for my picture part of this, I want to be sure to show that part of the story. When I look at the book, his mom was the character that told him to say stop, so I would probably want to include her in the picture somewhere. I might even want to show him when he tried to say stop to Big Red. And this story didn't work, but I hope that that strategy works better for you guys. If you would like to send a picture of your work to the teachers, we would love to see it, and we will give you a compliment.